Let's get ready to rumble. Rank them. What is up, everybody? It's your boy Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and today is the big one. We are starting to rank the Marvel villains, all 46 of them, and we are going to count down from 46 to 1. Now, this won't be all in one video. We're going to break it up, rightfully so. I don't want to put you guys through a 2-hour movie, and quite frankly, I don't think I could do that. But we are going to be ranking these Marvel villains on this. The actor that played them, how many times they played the role, that helps, how the movie ranked, how they fared against the good guys, and how long they were in the movie. Like, some villains weren't in the movie long, so that will hurt them, of course. But let's dive into part 1 of the Marvel villain rankings. Let's go. Now, I should get out of the way. This is my personal ranking. So if you disagree, agree, if you think names should be down at the bottom, down at the top, great. This is my rankings. So I would love to hear your opinions, but just keep that in mind because we're going to have different opinions. So we shall see. Coming in at number 46 is the Lizard. Now, I know he was in the Andrew Garfield first Spider-Man, but this is the MCU. In Spider-Man No Way Home, he was kind of useless. He wasn't even on set for the movie, quite frankly, so they just used old film and CGI'd him in. And I know that movie had a lot of villains, but of the 6 villains, he was kind of useless. He was just there. Yeah, Lizard coming in at 46. If this was an overall ranking, he'd probably be higher. But MCU-wise, 46. Coming in at number 45 is Najma. Miss Marvel wasn't a show for me, quite frankly. And I don't think they meant it to be. She was just there. She was only in a couple episodes. She was kind of just like a bully more than a villain. She wasn't anything like... She wasn't evil or anything. I don't know. If you disagree with me again, go for it. But just wasn't one of my favorite villains at all. Coming in at number 44 is Sandman. Now, for the same issues as Lizard. Wasn't on set. CGI. Of the 5 villains in Spider-Man No Way Home, he was useless. And I loved Sandman in Spider-Man 3, but No Way Home didn't quite connect for me. I love the actor. He did great in Spider-Man 3, like I said, but No Way Home, it didn't. He just was there, simply put. Coming in at number 43 is Todd Phelps from She-Hulk. Now, there's only one villain in here that did nothing physical that was great, and it's not Todd Phelps. We'll get to him later. The problem with Todd Phelps, he was pulling the buttons. He didn't do anything physical. He was the boss. So he was there, simply put. He didn't really fight She-Hulk. He had a brief moment as Hulk, but then it just got taken away. And that's why he comes in at number 43 on the list so low. Because we didn't know he was the villain until a little while in, and he was just pulling the strings. Again, there's one guy that did it very well, but it wasn't Todd Phelps. Coming in at 42 is Aldrich Killian from Iron Man 3, aka the Mandarin. That movie, quite frankly, was a mess villain-wise, because you thought the Mandarin was a real guy, but it turned out to be an actor. The Mandarin is not making this list, quite frankly, because he wasn't a real villain. Again, Killian was pulling the strings. The fight scene was awesome with Iron Man, so I'll give him credit where credit is due. But another guy just pulling the strings, and he didn't do it well. Killian. I wanted the Mandarin to be real so bad, but turned out to be a joke actor, and they just hired him. That brings him down for me, and that's why he's really low on my list. Coming in at number 41 is Alexander Pierce from Winter Soldier. Talk about the king of sitting behind a desk and doing nothing. Never got physical, never even tried to play mind games with Captain America. It was just... And he ran one of the most evil organizations in Hydra. So you would think he would be all in on being a great villain. Wasn't the case. He wasn't... I feel like this villain could have been so much better. He could have easily been one of the top villains of the MCU. But instead, he comes in at number 41 on my list. Coming in at number 40 is Yon-Rogg from Captain Marvel. Yon-Rogg was kind of a confusing villain because we don't know why he was evil. He just was kind of evil for no reason. We needed more backstory on Yon-Rogg. And I wasn't a fan of Captain Marvel, quite frankly. The movie, it was, she's great superhero, but the movie itself, but yeah, Yon-Rogg, more backstory. You can't just have a guy show up and be like, ooh, I'm evil. That's not how this works. Backstory, Marvel. Backstory. Coming in at number 39, and this really hurts me to do this, but I have no choice. Kingpin from Hawkeye. Kingpin is great, but he was in 2 episodes of Hawkeye. Now, if I made this ranking a few years down the line, I'm sure Kingpin would be higher. But, as of right now, very limited, and that hurts him. And he's a PG version of himself. Yes, I know it's Disney. They're not going to do what Kingpin was doing in the TV shows, in the Defender series. But, for what we have of Kingpin, sorry, I gotta rate him low. And that's why he comes in at number 39. Coming in at 38 is Icarus from the Eternals. Now, I won't hide how I feel about this movie. I quite frankly hated it. If you loved it, great. But the fact that bootleg Superman, yes, bootleg Superman, became a villain halfway through the movie, and for reasons I wasn't a fan of. I feel like he should have just stayed the leader of the Eternals. I feel like that would have been better for his character. But instead, they tried to twist it and swerve us for no reason, and it just didn't hit in my eyes. That's why he comes in at number 38. He was villain for half a movie, and that's really it. And I, quite frankly, hated the movie. And, yeah. Coming in at 37 is Malekith from Thor: The Dark World. Now, Thor: The Dark World was easily the worst Thor of the Thor franchise. Malekith had the Dark Elves, so that's a bonus for him. That probably put him higher on the list because he had a group with him. But villain who's just a one and done, nothing notable. I didn't really care for him. I feel like he could have been much better. I feel like the movie could have been a lot better. I liked it, but like easily the worst Thor of the franchise in one movie that Marvel just didn't connect on. And that's why he's so low. Again, he could be lower if he didn't have the group, but that's why he's coming in at 37. Coming in at number 36 is Dreykov from Black Widow. Now, Dreykov was another guy just pulling the strings. He was just an evil person, so it was just like the fact that he's a villain, it just takes away from him, in my opinion. And he ruined Black Widow and her sister and another girl, and it's just like he was forgettable, quite frankly, if in my opinion, because he was just tormenting these girls. And is that evil? Sure. But enough to get you high on this list? No. Forgettable. And yeah, that's why he comes in at 36, and that's why he's pretty low. And the last ranking, number 35 overall for part 1 of the Marvel Villain Rankings, Coming in at number 35 is Electro. Now, I know people are going to be upset about this. I know they are, but the same issue. One movie had to share the spotlight with the other villains. Now, if he would have got his own movie, not his own movie, if he would have been the villain of a movie, this probably would be a conversation because Jamie Foxx is great. But for MCU wise, one movie had to share the spotlight, and kinda, I won't say unforgettable because he was actually there compared to Lizard and Sandman, but of the 5 villains, he's the middle of the pack. And I feel like they could have done more, and if they want to give him his own movie, this probably will be changed, like I said, but off of what I have now, number 35. That is part 1 of the Marvel Villain Rankings. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think I got it wrong? Make sure you tell me. But, like I said earlier, every Saturday of this month, January 2023, we will be going down the rankings. And I have it mapped out. So, again, like I said, I'm not going to hit you with a 2-hour video because that would be overkill. But, in the meantime, make sure you hit that like button. Thanks, Mom and Dad. Make sure you subscribe to Bobby's Breakdowns. And we got more to come. And also, I do want to say this. January 27th, it's a Friday, I have a live stream. I will be announcing the guests in the coming future. But that will be my Royal Rumble predictions. We're on the road to WrestleMania, baby. But until then, I'm Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and I'll see you in the next one. Later.